What's up, Gator? Sounds good, man. Come on in, hang out for a little bit, everybody. I'll be with you in just a minute. I'll be with you guys in 3 minutes. Waiting for a few more people to show up. do this. What's up, everybody? Having a little malfunction on one of my speakers right now. Just realized as I was coming on. I guess I can just deal with it. It's just kind of a dead ear. I hate that. Anyway. Oh, how are you guys, man? I'm back. You guys miss me? Yeah, no. So it is been a heck of a week to go on vacay and come back to all this craziness. What's up to Gator? I think you're the only one in here with me, brah. That's all good. Maybe we'll get a few more people in here. I didn't push it out, actually. I just threw it up. I might actually do that right now while I got you on here. Throw it up in a couple other spots real quick. Hang with me, Gator. I know you're not going anywhere. Why don't you throw it over to, why don't you put the link up for me, Gator, in Discord if you can, if it's easy enough for you. Keep me from having to do that. And then tell Rational to get his ass in here. Control Nope. Shit. That's not what I wanted. That would have been weird. Control copy. And I'll throw it up here. Videos only. Come hang out. Thanks, guys, for hanging out here. All right, there we go. All right, man. Yeah, that's cool. The Drone Tech one. You put it in there. Got a few more people in here now. So, yeah, man, it's been a crazy week. I went on vacation and got away from a lot of stuff for a while. Didn't get totally unplugged, kind of like I'd hoped to. But, you know, enough to get a little more, get rested. I get back to work, so on and so forth. But, man, have we had a week, right? We had the El Paso shooting and the Ohio shooting. Then we had old Mario Lopez was in the news for a minute because he spoke some truth and got shot down. And Neil Degrass Tyson just came out, right? And on the whole shooting, on the whole shooting thing, made some comments. What's up, Rick? What's up, Richo? Good to have you. I haven't seen you forever, man. I thought I offended you a while back when I was busting on the Aussies. I never did see you again for a while, so I wasn't sure if I pushed too hard on you guys. I beat up on Rational all the time, but anyway. Yeah, I know. It's a weird time it is. They are where you guys are on the upside down part of the world. But, so yeah, man, I don't even know where to begin with all this. I think I want to start with the El Paso shooting and just kind of, just talk a little bit about that. Had a lot of thoughts on it earlier, and I wasn't able to really prepare for this. Figured it'd be good to jump on and just, hang out with you guys for a bit. But I didn't really get a chance to totally prepare all my thoughts, so I'm just kind of running with it. But, yeah, so craziness with the whole, you can just copy the link, dude. You just go up to the, or hit share if you're on your phone. You hit share and then but don't worry about it, man. It's not that big a deal. You can hit share and then find copy and link, but don't worry about it. This ain't going to be a terribly long stream anyways, because my wife's out of town too, and I got to go pick her up, so it's all good, dude. Yeah, there you go. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can share that link too. Cool. So, weird, man. I didn't get up put my thoughts together on this, but don't you guys find it so strange, just those back-to-back shootings and how they were covered? Early on, people seen 3 to 4 people in all black with guns, but as always, it turns out to be a lone shooter. Yeah, I haven't heard that. News that comes out first typically is wrong a lot of times, just because people there's so much information overload. People don't understand. People don't. They get it wrong. So I fully am aware. I try not to put too much stock in all the stuff that's coming out right when it's first coming out, because 9 times out of 10, that information is going to be wrong. But maybe that's just the propaganda talking too, because they always know how to clean it up. Maybe those are the ones we should be paying attention to a little more. But there's too much confusion in the beginning. But I find it just crazy how these two shootings happen back to back, 13 hours apart from one another, and how they're not getting equal coverage. Now, yeah, obviously the Dayton one is getting some coverage too, but there's a different, and it's kind of like with my video I talked about, or kind of how I talked on my video earlier. There's a different tone to when they talk about what's going on in Dayton, Ohio, and what they talk about with El Paso. And some people might say, well, that's because 20 people died in El Paso, and only 10 people died, including the shooter, in Dayton. But it's still, we're only talking a difference of 10 people, and we're talking somebody going in just randomly killing people, right? Body armor and all. It almost points at like the guy in Dayton had body armor on, so he really planned this out, right? He really planned this out and went in there and got after it. And yeah, exactly. It's a video game almost, like Nick said. It's a video game. High score wins. Exactly. Well, it's also partly because this whole thing is, supposedly as of right now, the narrative is being pushed, and we don't know because they haven't fully, which makes me really suspicious, because they haven't fully vetted the manifesto being actually part of this one dude, the guy who shot everything up in El Paso, the Walmart. They haven't came out and absolutely said, yes, that was his manifesto. They just keep kind of linking to it and pointing to it. And I think that's by design, because they want to, even if it turns out later that it wasn't his, it'll be tied in everybody's mind that it was, because they just pretty much are just looking at, the headlines, right? And that's what sticks in people's minds. But it's kind of coincidental, and not really. But how when you look at the dude who shot up Dayton, Ohio, so he is a leftist, Elizabeth Warren supporter, supports Antifa, right? Hated Trump, was a crazy, Antifa or anarchist, because a lot of Antifa are anarchists, right? Communist anarchists and socialists. It's just kind of the big mix-up, but they're far, far left is what they are. And Elizabeth Warren is one of the farthest left right now running, right, for a progressive. And he totally supported her. He didn't support, who did he say wasn't far enough left? Kamala Harris, maybe. So he was very far left. And he went out and shot everybody up. And I think that's mainly why he's not getting as much press, because it's not as neat and tidy to their obviously to their agenda and to their narrative. But the El Paso shooter, this crazy dude that walked into a Walmart and started blasting everything up. And it's funny, both reports when they first came out said it was an AK-style weapon. Well, what's an AK-style weapon? And you have an AK-47, right, which is an assault rifle, or a semi-automatic, rifle. And it turned out the other guy had an AR, right? So, and he wasn't shooting 5.56. I think he was shooting 2.23. Doesn't matter. They kill, right? Doesn't really matter. Some people would argue that fact that 5.56 are much deadlier. That's not the point. So yeah, it's just crazy. And then back to back they happen, and immediately it's like that's part of the reason I didn't want to get on tonight. There's so much that could be said about this, and I didn't prepare my thoughts, and it's overloading right now, because to try to keep up with what everyone is saying about it, because it's just dominating the news cycle as we knew it would. And now what are they going to do? Of course, they've tried to be blaming this all on Trump, and they can't blame the one shooter on Trump, right? Because like I said, he's a leftist. This other dude had it could be that he's a Trump supporter. but it doesn't really sound like it. It's because his father is some crazy new age yogi therapist, right? Who had connections with Mariana Williamson. And I say connections. He tweeted her, or there were some tweets with them in it or something. But there was some crazy stuff to where it's kind of doubtful that he would be, necessarily a Trump supporter. But, really, I don't know how much incentive, or how much benefit we have to engage on this issue. We have to, but the media is going to constantly, push for banning guns. You can't stop it. Any push for, securing our borders, any push for, immigration laws is, it's white. You are called a white nationalist breeding hate. You have Beto O'Rourke coming out, and it's just becoming a kind of a anesthetized to it, if you will, because you have these like Beto O'Rourke, Kamala Harris, Don Lemon, Statler, little Brian Statler. You have all of, Bernie Sanders, pretty much all of the presidential, candidates running on the left. And everybody on the mainstream media, with the exception of Fox, right? It would be the only little news network probably that isn't having all of their people just, parroting this rhetoric that President Trump is a white nationalist, that he is a racist. And you have that pushed so much. Those are pretty powerful fighting words, if you will. Those are pretty powerful words to be calling somebody. And we've just become, as is being a racist, right? When you call somebody a racist, to me, that's as gross as calling somebody a pedophile. But we've used it so much to where it's just kind of gotten watered down. Now, everybody who doesn't think or doesn't agree with everything the left says, is a racist. And it's just kind of lost its sting, if you will. But it shouldn't have. That should be really offensive to conservatives and Republicans who say, just because I don't agree with everything that the far left has to say doesn't make me a racist or a white nationalist or any of these other pieces of turd on the street. The president's rhetoric is always bad, right? That's always pushed out there, that the president's rhetoric is always bad. But the Democrats' rhetoric is never relevant, right? We'll spend days on president's tweets related to this or to that. The media barely spent time on Democratic rhetoric in relation to James Hodgkinson. So it's, the entire media narrative is so biased, so one-sided, and so agenda-driven that at the expense of truth, that it might as well avoid it and let them complain about it. It doesn't really matter what you say. It's so one-sided on the mainstream media, especially when you're a conservative. You're just going to get shot down. What's it even matter? That's how sometimes I feel. It's kind of like, now obviously I'm on doing a stream tonight, and I'm going to continue talking about this stuff because it does matter. But it's just so sad that we can't have honest conversations anymore about problems, threats, because the media is part of the problem. That's just it. It doesn't want to have the mainstream media does not want to have honest conversations. They want the big, blustery news stories. They want the ratings. They want the virtue signaling. They don't want to have conversations. And it's so crazy to me with these shootings. I was thinking about them on the way home when I was driving back, going, who I kind of blame for these shootings? If this was, now I don't know yet. The facts aren't in on this shooting in El Paso. If the dude really was like, I don't like Mexicans and I'm going in there and I'm going to kill them because of they're infesting. They're taking over the Texas and blah blah blah. Oh, I said infesting because that's what the Democrats say Trump means when he says that, right? So I don't know if that's really why he did what he did. But if it is why he did what he did, who is more to blame for the division we have in this country, especially when it comes to immigration? President Trump has for a long time tried to be partisan on this, has tried to get both sides together, because let's not forget 5 years ago it was the Democrats preaching everything that Trump is doing right now. 5 years ago it was the Democrats preaching everything President Trump is preaching right now. It was the Obama policies that was deporting 3 million Hispanics out of America, who was separating families, who put these kids in cages. It was Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, Dianna Feinstein, all these people that are totally raising their voices against Donald Trump and against Republicans, and are labeling all of us racist and hate-filled a-holes. All of those people were the exact same ones that were pushing the policies that were before. But now, since President Trump is in office, if he gets a win on the border, if he gets the wall built, if he gets immigration control underhand, if he starts getting illegals that have been here too long out, deporting them, if he actually makes progress on this, it is an absolute, we don't even need an election in 2020. We can just do the inauguration now, right? Inaugurate him now, because he's winning, right? And the left knows that. So they have stepped up in every way possible to make sure that doesn't happen. And so in my mind, these shootings, if this really is if this guy really did the shooting for that motivation, I think more of the blame lies in the hands of the obstructionist, leftist media and politicians, because they have drummed up such untrue rhetoric. They have drummed up such divisiveness. They have drummed up such fear, right, and such anger in communities that aren't really looking into the facts of what President Trump is trying to do here with getting our borders and immigration under control. They've drummed it up so much they have caused more of a division. And I'm not saying that President Trump hasn't pushed some buttons before, said things he maybe shouldn't have said, or, gotten a little whatever, but ultimately he's not the one that's dividing all this up and causing, he's sure as shit not the one who's caused the crisis at the border, like the left is loving to say right now, right? It's been the left that's caused all of this crisis up to this point and then blamed it on Trump. But my point is this, they constantly are drumming up so much division between the people, instead of if they could come together with Trump on some of these things that were always bipartisan to him before, and say, you're right, we do need some control on our immigration. You're right, we do need to build this wall. You're right, we do need to vet or redo our immigration rules. You're right, let's get something done on this because it's a problem. Then all of a sudden, us Americans would look back and go, okay, cool, it's happening. We're doing this. And they wouldn't be some crazy loon nut, if that is the reason why he did it, isn't going to be grabbing a gun and going in and just, indiscriminately shooting up a bunch of people and Hispanics or whatever, and saying, shooting them up and saying, well, nothing's getting done, we got to do it ourselves. We'd be getting something done. And the people that are stepping in the way of getting something done right now are those who have TDS, total Trump derangement syndrome, totally hate Trump. That's the main people that are causing the biggest amount of problems. And so I blame them. I blame them way more than I blame a Trump supporter or Trump for his immigration problem or his immigration stance, right? I totally think I think it's a better call for this would be, it's on you. No, that's on you. So it'll be interesting to see, how this goes on, what happens, what this comes out. But again, it's kind of like Neil deGrasse Tyson said. I don't know if you guys saw what he said. It's kind of all over everything, so I'm sure you probably did. But I'll pull this up real quick. Neil deGrasse Tyson said, He said, in the past 48 hours, the USA horrifically lost 34 people to mass shootings. Okay, so it's bad. He's already saying it's horrific. It is. That's terrible, right? That 34 people lost their lives to two crazies that used a gun to kill other people, right? But I'm not sure what gun control law we could have had in place that would have stopped this. Everyone starts ramping and raging about gun control over this. Which one would have stopped it? Which gun control would have stopped it? I'm going to switch something too real quick, guys. So so I'm on top of this because I was getting cut off on that last video when I was doing this. And I can't have this being cut off. It's my money maker. In the past 48 hours, the USA horrifically lost 34 people to mass shootings. On average, across any 48 hours, we also lose. So here he starts to state some facts, right? Some facts to put this in perspective that, yeah, it's pretty horrific that we lost this many people to shootings, but let's take a look at the bigger picture since it's all about innocent lives. It's not about guns, right? It's about innocent lives are being lost needlessly. Innocent lives are being lost needlessly. 500 to medical errors. In the last 48 hours, we've lost 500 people to medical errors, 300 people to the flu, 250 to suicide, 200 to car accidents, right? Where either somebody was drinking and driving or somebody wasn't paying attention when they were driving, texting and driving, or just a plain old accident. A tire blew out and a car swerved into another and someone died. Why don't we start saying we need car reform again? Why don't we say we need car reform? We need driving reform. 200 died in the last 48 hours to cars. 40 to homicide via handguns. So in the last 48 hours, we've lost 40 people to homicides with handguns. Often our emotions respond more to spectacle than to data. I couldn't agree more. Well, he got lit up about that. Just in the, I don't know if it's right down through here. Just never thought I'd live to see Neil deGrasse Tyson explaining why deaths from white supremacists weren't a big deal using math. That's not what he said, Yvette. That's not what he said. It's true that mass shootings make up a fraction of the total public health problem, but we must strike when the fire is hot. And he uses his emoji because he's cool. The other part isn't just ghosts, but the negative impact on American psyche. The other part isn't just, I don't know, he talks in emojis. Dante's American Inferno. This guy talks with emojis because he's stupid. It's a group of trauma and social fear anxiety impacts the USA, overall well-being and health. Not that much. Not that much because they happen so very irregularly. So very, it's a tiny, tiny percentage. My fear, it's a group of trauma and social fear anxiety impacts. It doesn't really, I'm not impacted when I go out. I'm not, having trauma or anxiety when I go out. Because the chances of it happening to me are way less than me getting in a car accident and going to the place that could happen to me. Right? So, no. But if you do want to lower some of that anxiety and fear, Mr. Dante's American Inferno, why don't you get rid of gun-free zones? And why don't we give tax incentive and tax breaks to people to start carrying their own firearms and training? If you go in and you get your gun, you get to write that off. If you go in and you get some training on that gun and the classes for that gun, you get to write that off. And, let's do that. You get every class of ongoing, you get to write that off your taxes. So you get a tax break and a tax incentive to become a qualified, legal, gun owner, right? Maybe we do that. I think that would help more. But anyways, Neil smoking Degrass. Neil, I used to think that you were as cool as the other side of the pillow. Now I just think you're cold. It's like you got 350 aborted babies in 48 hours too. Oh, that's funny. You forgot 3,500 aborted babies in 4,800 hours too. That's funny. That's a good one, dude. 18 years ago, we had a single shoe bomber who didn't kill anyone, and we had completely altered airport screening for the country. Maybe we should respond to handgun deaths with that kind of urgency, and maybe you posting this is a slap in the face of 34 families planning funerals. And maybe John Pavlovitz or whatever your name is, you're a moron. because what he's posting is the true. I know it really shakes up a lot of these gun-hating leftists. Love it. They love it when these things happen, even though they pretend like they don't. But they love the fact that now they get a jump on their gun-banning high horse, right? And the gun control high horse. And 90% of the people who jump on that high horse, don't have a damn understanding about all the gun laws that are already on the books. Don't have a damn understanding about the fact that most of these shootings, gun laws wouldn't have changed them at all. They don't ever bring up the fact that some of the most stringent gun laws in the nation have the highest rates of violence and shooter, deaths in the nation. They don't bring up any of that, right? What about Chicago or Baltimore or some of these other places with stringent gun control have some pretty high rates of gun violence there? So why isn't the gun control working there? Right? We don't bring up the fact about how many lives are saved by defensive uses of gun, anywhere from 500,000 to 3 million. The number's a little bit edgy because it's like, meh, but it's a minimum of 500,000. 500,000 people per year are saved with the defensive use of a gun. But we want to talk about the 34 people that were killed in the last 48 hours. Or in a year, they're roughly, 30,000. Right? And out of the 30,000, I think 15 of those are suicides. So then you cut it down to, let's say, 15,000-ish, right? And then there's a lot of those, and there's gang violence in those too. So then I think it's $6,000, so you got to take that out. Regardless, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. 15,000 people are murdered every year with guns, right? Again, a lot of that's gang violence. 500,000 are saved from a gun. So what are we trying to do here, right? And again, 200 people died in car accidents. 200 people died in car accidents in the last 48 hours. Why isn't anybody talking about that, right? Because it doesn't fit the narrative. It's all a political narrative. It's sad and it's terrible. And conspiratorially, it's a little suspicious to me, too, how they happen so quickly to one another. Could just be coincidence. But I did read something on the Smith-Bunt Act, which is go look it up. It's the Smith-Bunt Act, I believe. And it just talks about propaganda, how the U.S. is allowed to use propaganda on its own citizens, how that was passed under I believe, Obama. I think it was under Obama. Obama passed that to where you were, in 1948, we said you can't use propaganda on the people, the state, the country. The government can't use propaganda. In 2012 or 2013, that got changed to where you could. I think it was. I think it was around 2012. Well, 13 maybe. You could actually, there was a bill enacted that, I'm paraphrasing obviously, that says, in essence, it's okay to propagandize your own people. So, I don't know. It's pretty suspicious, but obviously all of the left-wing turds are going to jump on it and use 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 it to share their points. And it is what it is. I don't know. Let me read a couple of the chats here. Even though, looks like let me see how many people I got in here. I don't even know how much we're doing right now. We'll do without chat. Yeah. Oh, got 9 on there right now. That thing's not updating. I'll read a couple of the old Nick's Radio. I'll read a couple of the chats you guys got up in here. Nick started talking. That's funny, Nick. Nick, you're a funny man. He started talking in emoji. Rubik's 888. Look at mugshots released today of El Paso shooter, not white and not guy they plastered all weekend, and some still show. Maddening. I'll have to look that up. Rubik's. I didn't see that. I tagged the whole Discord chat. Nick said it's a video game. Yeah, we read that. It's a video game. High score wins, right? It's Rich said it's all for political points, and it is. It's absolutely. It totally is absolutely all about that. It's completely about political points and looks. We literally just got funding approved from Congress, and we have a president that is willing to actually build the border wall. And all of a sudden, we have a mass shooter who hates immigrants. Yeah, that's a good point, man. Way too convenient. They want 8chan down also. Yeah, and I don't know a ton about 8chan. Maybe because every little thing I've heard on the mainstream, like it's a total white supremacist place. So now that's probably me too that I have succumbed to that because, but I'll have to check that out because I bet you it isn't. But I do think there is some white supremacist dudes on there, but I don't know much about it. So anyway, Gator says, we just got like $2.5 billion approved by Congress, and El Chapo just got sentenced. And I think there's about $13 billion right there, some of which can be used to go towards the wall. What, he got $13 billion? I don't understand that. He got $13 billion to, once he got sentenced or something, he had to pay. The mass shooter mugshot isn't white. Why did they post a fake pic of a nerdy white guy all weekend? I didn't know that. I have to look that up. But I will tell you this. It looks like the El Paso shooter and the Dayton shooter on these two pics, and maybe they put up a wrong pic. Maybe that's the whole thing. But the picture that they have been putting up, they look so similar. It's weird. It's kind of creepy, you know, how similar they look. It's really creepy, actually. But maybe that's the wrong one, because if he's brown, that doesn't fit the narrative. Scare and fear mongering. Yep. Nick says, I don't even know if I can read this, Nick. I don't read emojis, Nick. Nick said, purse pig dice person. I'm new to emoji speak. Did I do it all right? Purse. I can't even read it on there. I got to go up here. It's too damn small. Where is that emoji speak at? Purse rhino. Bag rhino dice. Sunshine poison. I don't know. I don't think you're doing it right, or I can't read it right. Purse rhino dice. Purse rhino. Purse rhino dice. Sunny poison. Danger. Sunny danger. I don't think you did it right, Nick, because I sure as shit don't know what you're saying. Gator said, we literally have 70 million gun owners and over 300 million guns in America. Good luck taking them, even if they passed a law that says no guns in America. Yeah. Did that moron use airport screening as a positive example? No, dorkface. Screwed the TSA and their Fourth Amendment violating practices. Yeah. This dude up here. Yeah, he did. You mean the dude on Twitter or whatever? Yeah, he did. He did. But he likes to be fondled by the TSA. That's why he used that example, Nick. It's pretty simple. He likes the fondling. Oh, wait. We have them all. Oh, Habiba. I didn't even notice. I finally got down. Everyone say hello to Muhammad Aloha Snack Bar. I don't know why, Muhammad. I never get your name right, and I'm really sorry. Peace be upon you. Muhammad Aloha Snack Bar is in the... And that's so nice to see him. Why do people think America's cheese isn't real cheese? El Chapo had $13 billion. American cheese. El Chapo had $13 billion in money and assets, and the American government are taking them. Ah, I got it. Oh, okay. Yeah. Give me a snack, mate. Oh, that's funny. Okay. So, yeah. Read a couple of those, got those caught up on that. But ultimately, this whole thing with the shooting is just, very hypocritical and hilarious and very, very, predictable. Everyone saw it coming. We all know that that's what was going to happen and how it was going to go down. And it's tiring because it's like, oh. But honestly, we just got to stick to the same talking points. Guns don't kill people. People kill people. Good people don't use guns to kill good people. Bad people use guns to kill good people. And just taking guns away, you'll never stop it, right? You'll just never stop it. That's not what the problem is. Maybe we look at a way to screen for mental health. I'm open to discussion on that, but I guess my reservations on that is, okay, well then who decides who's crazy? And how do you decide if they're crazy? And how long are they crazy? And what kind of level of crazy are they, right? And how do we decide that stuff? So, Forks made Rosie O'Donnell fat, you bigot. That's true, though. Mohammed Aloha Snack Bar. Mohammed Aloha Snack Bar. Mohammed Aloha Snack Bar. I don't know why I can't ever get your name. It doesn't roll off the tongue, Mohammed. But that's true. Forks did make Rosie O'Donnell fat. And also her DNA, which is really fugly. But that's a story for a different time. You guys hear about Mario Lopez too? Jeez. The whole Mario Lopez dealio here. I should probably see if I can pull it up on here. And where's it at? Mario Lopez. I haven't even read all of what Mario Lopez said. Oh, okay. Here we go. Here's one of them. Hollywood bullies made Mario Lopez apologize for saying a 3-year-old shouldn't be transgender. At 3, I didn't know if I wanted to be a dinosaur or Daffy Duck. So how can a 3-year-old choose a gender? Yeah, it's silly. I wouldn't apologize. That's just actually a tweet from what somebody said. Let's find out exactly what Mario said, because I didn't hear it exactly. But it's so sad. It's so weak, Mario, that you apologized. Mario Lopez is not losing his Access Hollywood job after transgender remarks. Well, I should hope it's damn sure not, man. Queer Eye star Camaro Brown accepts Mario. Well, good for you, you. I almost said something, but Mario Lopez seen on set of Extra amid rumors of him soon to be fired. That is the stupidest crap in the world, man. Mario Lopez makes controversial statement on transgender. I haven't watched this yet, so I'm gonna watch this, and we're gonna watch this. The video has expired. Okay, so I'm gonna have to go to YouTube to watch it, because apparently they don't want him saying that. I gotta watch this. We're gonna watch this together. Let me pull this open here real quick. I want to hear what he says. All right, Gator man, we'll check with you later, bro. I'm not gonna be out much longer here, anyways. Mario Lopez. Mario Lopez. No, not Mario Lopez 4, just Mario Lopez. Mario Lopez. Oh, man. I bet you they've scrubbed it, dude. Oh, no, here. Mario Lopez faces backlash over comments. Okay, let's hear this.
Everything.
Even on pizza?
Add nachos and wings.
My coworker's lunch?
Yep.
How about on E5?
You betcha.
On the go
Sorry,
food?
I need to
Totally.
skip this out.
On a burrito?
That's your rush block, your new...
Okay. Okay, so let's get this little article window up, and let's make this all big and fancy, and let's hear what this broad has to say about this.
News, traffic, and weather in 5 minutes or less. I'm Liza Lucas here at the 11 Alive Bridge.
Mario Lopez says it's dangerous for parents to support transgendered kids. That's so right. He's so right. There's nothing controversial about what he said. At all. At all. Nothing. Justin Trouble is in the building. Hey, guys, everybody in here, if you've not been over to Justin Trouble site, please go over and subscribe to him. He is like an expert on all things Antifa and craziness. He does some other stuff, too. That is one of his specialties. And he does amazing jobs on it. And he was the first person who ever gave me a shout out on YouTube. Back in 6 months ago to my Antifa video. So big shout out to Justin Trouble, and anybody who hasn't checked out his channel or subscribed, go over there and subscribe. He's awesome. So anyways, let's see what Justin said here. It says, Rosie, I got to get caught up on some of these, and I'm going to watch this. Forks made Rosie O'Donnell fat, you bigot. Nick's Radio said Rosie wouldn't have the patience to use a fork. Gator said Ted Cruz is to use El Chapo money to build the wall. Maybe. Also, here is an archive of enough to show that the Twitter account's description says leftists. Here, Justin, I don't know if you're still in here, Justin, but if you are, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add moderator. Justin now is a moderator for your channel. Okay, Justin, if you're still in here, you can post that link now. I made you a moderator, because I trust you and you're cool. So you're a moderator on my channel. And if you wanted to post that, you're kind of a flipping expert, dude. Let's not, when it comes to Antifa, you are a go-to source for the craziness of Antifa. And you do very, very well, or very, very good videos on that. I made you a moderator, so if you were going to post a link on that, you can do it now, dude. Because you are now a moderator. You should be now a moderator. I think you're now a moderator. Let me see here. Yeah, you're a moderator. So if you want to post that link in there, you can. Okay, fair enough here. Did it not work again? Yeah, you guys will really like Justin's channel. He's awesome. Okay, so I just want to make sure. Hang on a second. I'm gonna do something real quick, guys. Just bear with me. Don't be snobby little D-wads. Okay, don't be dickwads right now. Hang on. I want to see something. Okay, so I just want to make sure Justin can remove moderator head channel. Yeah, this is channel, but you know, okay. Put user in timeout. I didn't know you could do that. You should put user in a timeout. That's so flippin' hilarious. Whoa, look at all that. That makes my head explode. Okay, so let's watch this here. I don't even know what this chick is going to say about this, but here's what Mario Lopez said, and he's absolutely right. He's absolutely right. It is insanity for parents to support transgender kids when you're talking a little child, right? A 3-year-old, a 4-year-old. Hell, I don't think you should be making those your brain isn't even done developing till you're 25. Once you're an adult, 18 or above, I think that's all on you. I think you could start to make a case for somebody close to 18 if that's really thought through, but I'd still am like, nah, I don't think so. Kids and teenagers don't know what the hell they want to be. They don't know what the hell they want to do. If you want to be a trans, just be a trans. Just don't, maybe just don't go through the surgery or until you know that you know. Because the statistics show that your post-life happiness, pre and post transition, really isn't that much. Suicide rates in the transgender community, they don't change that much pre or post surgery. And they have, I believe, one of the highest suicide, Anyways, I don't want to get caught up in all that, the whole thing. You guys know my stance on this. If you want to be transgender and you're an adult, dude, have at it. No judgment. It's all on you. Do you, right? You want to be gay, you want to be les, you want to be any of those. You want to marry. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. When it comes to kids, it's a whole different story. The game completely changes. And this insanity of this leftist ideology and this Marxism and this cultural Marxism ideology and this postmodernism bullshit that is pushed on our kids, that nothing is nothing and that truth is not truth and that up is not up and down is not down and everything is a social construct and bling blang blue blah blah, all that shit, dude, that really tickles my it really irks my nurkles. I don't even know what that means. Let's watch this, shall we?
Following an online conversation filled with controversy, backlash online for Mario Lopez after he said it's dangerous for parents to support transgender kids.
Wow.
Oh my God, if you're 3 years old and you're saying you're feeling a certain way or you think you're a boy or a girl, whatever the case may be.
The Extra host made the comments in a June interview, which resurfaced this week, prompting condemnation from LGBTQ advocacy groups. The Lopez apologized, calling his remarks ignorant and insensitive, but now faces more heat. A lot of people have been accepting of that.
Oh, Mario. Dude, stick to your guns on that one. It's interesting how they cut that out. That was a PragerU, but that was probably the first reason why he was on PragerU, so that's already going to be like people are not going to be cool with that, right? But oh sweet. So Justin put that up. Here's the link to an archive of reportedly the Dayton, Ohio Twitter. And also, once this is a finished uploading, you will see proof that the Twitter account is Antifa. Clicked that one. Video is unavailable. It's still uploading. You guys, so again, Justin he is one of the guys that people like me who just commentate because I don't have the time. I don't have the skill set like he does. He likes to dig through and find the well, this links to this and this links to that and this is why I know that and so it's really well researched stuff. And he's got a blog too. So once you go on his channel, you can check out his links to his blog and so on and so forth. He's got a ton of great information on the crazy Antifa and the left and their antics. So anyhow, back to Mario Lopez. Mario, don't apologize, dude. What you said was spot on. This is the amount of the voices is really, really small. They just have a big megaphone. They really don't have that much power, but they pretend like they do. And they will. And what we need to start doing as people is pushing back against it, saying, no, I stand by my comment. I stand by my comment because it's logical. It's logical. And it is factual, right? And it is common sense, and it makes sense. And it's like, don't apologize, bro. And I know she's probably about to say now he's getting hate from the people who are saying you shouldn't like me, don't apologize. It's a good example, man. He's chasing the shekels, kind of a thing. He's somebody that is just chasing the money, right? Just chasing the money and the notoriety and whatnot. He should have stuck a little more by his cojones on that one, right? Because it's totally spot on. Let's finish this video. I don't know where I'm going with this.
Apology. You can see right there Charlotte's tweet, but others not so much.
Put your money where your mouth is, Mario Lopez. Spread some of your wealth and influence with this incredible organization, Trans Equality. Also, your apology was so hollow and clearly crafted by a publicist. Well, what? So what does he have to do? Go give himself 50 lashings, too, for the apology? I don't think you should have given an apology. This is why you shouldn't give an apology. Your apology is going to be fake. Your apology isn't good enough. Your apology doesn't go far enough, so on and so forth, right? You cannot, when they smell a little blood, they rip people to shreds, right? So, like Justin said, never apologize to the regressive leftists. It's like bleeding in a shark-infested waters. Exactly. I didn't even read that. I started going there with that. When they sense a little bit of blood, they rip you to shreds, man. They just rip you to shreds. So it's stand your freaking ground and get the support of, because there's a lot of people out there that will support people that say, no, he's right. And the only way we get any traction is pushing back on these turds, these retarded turds, man, and say, no, dude, no, a 3-year-old can't be transgender. A 3-year-old, sure, maybe they can play around and they can play dress up, but you can't give them that's child abuse. You should lose your kids. Right, you should lose your kids if you give them if you chemically castrate them and give them hormone replacement surgery when they're 3. You are a child abuser, is what you are. You're not fit to be a parent. Your kids should be taken away. Your kids should be taken away and put in a nice conservative family that's going to raise that kid appropriately. That's what I'm going to say. Or a nice centrist family. It doesn't have to be conservative. It just needs to be a centrist, logically based family unit, right? That's where your kid should be placed. So they have a fighting chance to grow up to be a normal, well-thought, well-spoken, not a regressive, turd, idiotic moron like yourself. That's where his follow-up statement should have been. It should have been like this. Oh, I got your apology. I got it right here. That's what his apology should have been.
Jonathan Van Ness from Queer Eye said it was hollow and clearly crafted by a publicist. And now in his feed this morning, we're seeing backlash from the other side. Some people saying he never should have apologized at all. So this is a talker that continues gaining traction online. Will continue to follow. Use that hashtag MorningRushATL.
Oh, poor Mario.
On this one. Chesley, turn it over to you.
Your dimples can't get you out of this one, bro.
Caring about and for our fellow Americans.
That sucks, but... Anyway, all right, let's just see what a few people are saying in here, and then I'm probably going to jump off because it's I got to go pick my wife up from the airport. It says Rico said he just subbed to Justin. Very good, well done, Justin. Is how I heard of SJG. Oh, really? Nick's Radio says Justin is how I heard of SJG. That's very cool. So you already knew about him, Nick. Mohammed Aloha Snack Bar. Said, you can be whatever we want, honey. We support you. Mom, I am a conservative. I got to get this here. Mohammed Aloha Snack Bar also said, Mom, racist, bigot, baby killer. I don't know what that is. I'd have to read farther up. Justin said, here's the link. He posted some links in there for some Antifa stuff, and on these shooters, I believe it's connected to these shooters. He says, you're embarrassing me, but thanks. Well, I don't mean to embarrass you. It's spot on true, man. Never apologize. That's right. I covered that, but I'll say it again. Never apologize to the regressive leftists. It's like bleeding in a shark-infested waters. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. He says, Nick says he apologized. That's like admitting to witchcraft. He is now guiltier than he was before. Bum him. Bum him. Oh, burn him. See, my font down here, I thought you said bum him. I'm like, bum him? That sounds weird. That doesn't make sense. Bum him doesn't. But then I realized it said burn him, and that makes way more sense. So, burn him. Yeah, it's crazy with the regressive lefts, obviously. You know, you can't, you can never make them happy, so don't even try. You're never going to make them happy. They're always going to be pissed off hating at you. So, before we go, I will, I'm not going to try the wheel tonight. Anyways, I'm back. It was a fun vacation. I will get on here 3 times this week. I don't know which days those are going to be yet, but I'm going to try to give a 30-minute warning before, so keep a lookout. And I don't know if you guys caught me on American Joe the other day. That was fun. I was on Wednesday with him. It's kind of a not last minute thing, but it was a little. I was sitting out on the water on the boat. It was cool. It was fun. I liked it, but I felt a little out of place because I didn't know. It was hard to hear and so forth, but it was great. Really appreciated Joe doing that. And what else? We got to stick together and we got to share these videos and we got to spread the wealth around with the independent voices. YouTube's trying to kill them. Go check me out on BitChute. Check me out on Parler. Check me out on Minds, because YouTube is definitely, and Google's really trying to rewrite history, and they're trying to kill us independent voices, because the independent voices, much more than the others, are speaking the truth. And people can't say, well, they get it wrong so many times because they're not actual journalists. Give me a break. The fake news has been burnt so many times that independent voices and commentary and journalists are getting it right way more than the mainstream media is, and it scares the hell out of them. So let's spread this, let's share this, let's bind together, and keep our numbers growing, because it's the only way that we're going to be able to still make a difference. So American Joe is in. I was just talking about you, dude, in a good way. Yeah, American Joe's on the show. I was just saying how we need to all stick together, and, and then we got Drop It Like It's Hot, Drop It Like It's Scott. That's funny. What's up, man? So yeah, it is something where we all got to be together. We all got to stick together, because otherwise, you know what? It's going to be something that is, that they will tear us apart. It says a 3-chord, there's a proverb that talks about a 3-chord string is not easily broken, and it's true. So man, we just got to start weaving ourselves together. Even on the conservative movement, like I will put my arms around even centrist people who maybe I don't agree with all of their positions on something, as long as the core positions are there of the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, your freedom of speech, the Second Amendment, the Fourth Amendment, the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. If you believe in that, we can disagree on economic policies, right? We can disagree on some of these other policies out there that affect, and as long as we can have a rational discussion on them. We can disagree, and you go your way and I go mine. We can still part as friends. But anybody, like from the Tim Pools, I guess is kind of what I'm saying, where I definitely don't agree with all his policies on stuff, but where I support him, and I listen to him a lot, is because, man, he gets it. He calls out the far left for what they are, and he believes in the Constitution, and he believes in the Bill of Rights, and he believes in the American way for the most part, right? And those are the kind of people that I want to push. I want to come together with. I want to have discussions with. I want to figuratively put my arms around and hold on to those, because that's what's trying to be stripped from us with all this divisive rhetoric and all this other craziness, right? That's what's trying to be taken away from us. So that is our fight, man. And I'll tell you what, like American Joe is doing an amazing job right now on fighting, pushing back on that and bringing content providers together. I don't know if I want to hug Tim Pool, not in a weird way. I would love to sit and talk with him, though. And there's a lot of stuff with Tim Pool that I think I would. Most of the videos as of now, I could sit and that I've listened to of his, I could sit and say, yeah, I agree with that. No, I totally agree with that. I definitely don't like like his stance on abortion. I don't necessarily. I think he's not for open borders. Maybe he's a little. So there's things the nice part about Tim Pool is you could have a conversation with him. You could meet with him and you could say, what are the foundations, though, for you? Freedom of speech can never be even slightly infringed upon. The Second Amendment, we can't infringe upon the Second Amendment. The Constitution and the Bill of Rights, those are solid to our foundation as a country. Journalism needs to be fair and balanced. These are the kind of things I could have a conversation with him. I could hug him, so to speak. Yeah, but not like a weird way. No, I like him. So then they also say, I'm all in for supporting. That's what I took away. American Joe is a rock star. Ha. Me too. I want to hug him. Hashtag me too. That's right. Not like a Biden hug. Not like a hashtag, not like a pound me too. Right? That is hilarious too, by the way, that they didn't think that one through when they started that meme. The pound me too, hashtag me too. Oh, that's just so awesome. It's just poetry. It's just leftist ideology, or idiocracy in motion. It's so great. Oh, that's like in my video, but anyways. Anyhows. Okay, guys. I appreciate everybody dropping in. I have to hop off because I got to go pick up the wife. But yeah, let's stay together on this stuff. Let's preach a cohesive message. Stay on message on this of guns are not the problem. It's the idiots using the guns, and let's call it out for what it is. It's a agenda and a narrative used to divide us. And it's completely disingenuous. They are completely disingenuous and fake when they say they want all these, So let's just keep our mind right on this and stay together because it's getting crazy. It's definitely getting crazy. So, Minds and Gab, I am suspended from Twitter. Great stream, man. I got to run. All right, everybody say goodbye to Justin. And again, I don't know, American Joe, if you got in here soon enough, if you want to get another guy, he doesn't do streams because his computer setup, he's going to get there. We're going to get him there. Justin doesn't do streams yet, but American Joe, I don't know if you're subbed up to Justin Trouble or not, or if you were in the stream when I was saying to, but if you aren't, go sub to him. If you ever need a resource for Antifa, right? A lot of stuff, but Antifa is a big specialty of his. And I'm not going to just keep saying this because I know I said I was embarrassing him. But when you need Justin Trouble's your guy. He has video after video and blog post after blog post on and links to back the stuff up. So very, very big or very, very good source for Antifa related stuff. Good night, Justin. Have a good one, brother. And on that, guys, I think I'm going to run too. Like I said, I got to get out of here. But I appreciate everybody hanging out, jumping in. It was fun tonight. So don't forget to share this video. Please leave a comment if there's something you'd like to hear me talk about or do. Leave a comment on this and hit the like button and the share button. And that's about it. Sub on some of my other spots that I got too. So if I get kicked off YouTube, you can still find me. And without fear or animus, it's SJG Perspective, and I am going to talk to all you guys later. So you guys have a great rest of your night, and we will talk when we talk. Later, guys. Bye.